Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to copy an entire S3 Amazon S3 bucket to your local machine. First of all, you need to install AWS client. It's the best way of doing it. It's easier. You don't need to implement your own way. So you can install it using PIP. I'm going install. I already have it installed, but that's how you can install it. After that, you can log into your AWS console, and if you have a bucket, in this case we have this bucket, but before that you need to set up the access credentials. You can also check the documentation and user guide for this client in this link, and of course you can check on PIP website. There's some basic usage. From that we just need to check our credentials. So you go to security credentials and you need to click users. And then if you have already a user, you use it, or you can create a new one on add users. If you go to your current user, you can get to security credentials, but before that you need to have the roles for S3 full access, or in this case you can just have S3 read. If you have the correct scopes or permissions, you can go to security credentials and generate a new access key. I have this one, but I will generate another one. So let me make it inactive, and let me remove it as well. Okay, so if you click create access key, a new access key will be created. Let's save up this. Let's save this access key ID. And as well the secret access key, because secret access key can only be seen once. After you close this, you will not be able to see the secret access key again. I could also download the CSV file, but let's go. I already have this in my site, so I can close it. And now you have your AWS client installed. You can type AWS and check if everything is installed. If you have this output, it means it is installed. And now you can do AWS Configure, so you can configure your credentials. As I already have configured an access key ID before, it will appear here the last 4 digits, but let's copy the new one. So you will have the same prompt, but you don't have this, only this previous key ID. So you just type it, and now the secret key, same thing. Okay, and region you didn't need to set, and default format you didn't need to set as well. And that's it. So now, as you can see, I create a folder called bucket copy, and this folder is empty. And if I go to my S3 bucket, let's go to our S3 bucket, and I'll just set it up. It is called Education Ecosystem Bucket. You can see your buckets using AWS S3 LS, and you see that we have a bucket there. We also have a python.png, an image, and we have a folder that has a file inside of it. So let's back up all this education ecosystem bucket to our system. There are many ways of doing it, at least 2. You can use cp command, but cp is used to copy objects from a bucket to a local directory. Since we want to install the entire bucket, or want to copy the entire bucket, we can use the sync command, which synchronizes the content of a bucket and a directory, or you can do it between two buckets. Since our folder is empty, it won't sync with your S3 bucket as well. So since you are using an empty folder, it will only copy files from the AWS bucket to your local machine and not the other way around. And you have here examples of how to do it. In this case, we are copying from a local machine to an S3 bucket. We will do it the other way around. So you can do AWS S3, and then you will pass sync command. Now you want to sync from the S3. This is the protocol education. We can copy and paste the bucket name. Sync S3. And now let me copy and paste this. But we want to copy only we want to copy the entire bucket, so that's all. And we want to copy to bucket copy, so it's the dot directory, it's the directory that we are already in. So if we do this, we will download the files. As you see, we downloaded a folder with the file, which is this folder here that has a file inside, as you might see here. And you also have the Python PNG, which is here. So if we do ls, we have a file, which is this one, and we have a folder with a file inside of it, saying this is a file inside a folder. So that's it. Now you know how to download an entire S3 bucket for your local machine.